All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are toiling in this truth. I'm Bathaka Moth Jim S. Dallas, just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. I was just looking at this video from RT. It came across my feed, and I thought it was interesting, just showing that, hey, man, the Lord is working, man. It says, as you can see on the screen, black/white relations hit rock bottom in the U.S. And this is not an accident. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is working, man, because these people have never been our friends. You know what I'm saying? And, Jake has been asleep for a period of time, man. Of course, the remnant is prophesied to return. So those are the only ones that are going to wake up in these times to what's actually going on here. 2/3 of our people are already prophesied to die, pursuing to Zechariah 13:8. So they're going to remain asleep, remain attached to this devil, fight for him in this system until to the end, to their deaths. You know what I'm saying? And these things are prophesied. It's all about prophecy. Revelations 19:10. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. But black and white relations hit rock bottom in the U.S. is just the Lord, rousing up Jake, man. Jake is tired, man. Jake has been getting his tail beat for hundreds of years, and it's just, they're starting to see that nothing is changing, and a lot of things don't look right. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's the Lord, putting those spirits in the earth, man, because these two nations of people are complete enemies, man. They're not friends. They're not supposed to be together, dwell together in unity. It's never been that way, and the scriptures go into that. So I'm just going to play some of this video, make a point here or there, and just bring out the scriptures because when I saw this, scripture started coming to mind. So let's just play this real quick. I'm gonna make a point on this first part.
There is no peace, only bitterness and fury. Those are the words of Joe Biden, who pledged to heal the nation. Well, the president might be quite disappointed to learn that more than half the nation says that relations between the black and white population have now hit an unprecedented rock bottom.
For the second consecutive year, U.S. adults' positive ratings of relations between black and white Americans are at their lowest point in more than 2 decades of measurement.
The research shows that while some white people remain optimistic about improving relations, the black population is losing hope. Surveys show that police brutality is one thing the black community is quite unhappy about, with statistics showing that 1 in every 1,000 black men is killed by the police. This and a number of other issues result in only about 1/3 of the American population being happy about how the black community is treated. Black people are also unsatisfied about how the new administration handles racial issues.
Leaders from Black Lives Matter met with White House officials.
And that's all I need, because that whole Black Lives Matter thing is all BS and nonsense. Has nothing to do with so-called black lives, man. And this dude keeps saying black people, you know what I'm saying? White people. This thing and in that title, black and white, really. Let's get something straight, man. There are no black people. There are no white people. There's two biblical color schemes according to the Bible, and that's brown and red. The majority of the nations of people on a planet, 17 nations, are brown skin or toned people, which all 18 were at one point, but now you have what's known as so-called whites, which they're actually red, man, because they had their pigment taken away from them during the time of Cain and Abel, man, when that mark was put on Abel for Salakia on Cain for killing Abel, slip of the tongue, So those two color schemes are red and brown, man, not black and white. The term black and white came on the scene during the 1600s, I believe 1681 or somewhere in there, the 1680s, and prior to that, there were no black and white people, which there still is not, but by way of the lies and deception of Esau, the so-called self-proclaimed white man. You know what I'm saying? So that whole black and white thing, no, man, stop. But, Joe Biden mentioned healing the nations. It's not going to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't with that. So just really quick, let's deal with that real quick. You go to Jeremiah, the 51st chapter, and I start at verse 7. Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. You know, and Babylon represents America. Esau, you know, Biden, this devil, you know what I'm saying? It says had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, you know, because the Lord, you know, because of blessings that were given, you know what I'm saying? The Lord honors his word, man. He blessings by way of Isaac, which is in an incarnation, Yahushua, blessed, man. You know what I'm saying? He gave 2 blessings, you know, Esau cried, you know. So when you read in Genesis, the 27th chapter, you know, and 2 blessings were given, you know, and for a period of time, you know, to fulfill those blessings, Esau was raised up, you know, hey, had it, man, you know, everything worked, you know. This nigga, these people look like a beautiful nation of people because everything worked, you know what I'm saying? It's like that gold, like it says, a golden cup. You set a golden cup up on a mantle and it's all blinging and shining, you know, people don't be in awe. Oh, wow, that's, you know, wow, you know, yeah. And they looked at Esau like this. So Babylon and America, you know, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Beautiful. Everything worked. It was all good. That made all the earth drunken. And because of that, these nations, you know, followed suit of this. You know what I'm saying? They thought this is it. This is who, you know, this is who we need to follow. This is, you know, so they were drunken because they took on the philosophies of this place. It's going to go into it. The nations have drunken of her wine. That wine represents the philosophies of this place. Therefore, the nations are mad because now they know that that wine was tainted, man. You know, all the lies and deceptions, all the folly and man, everything is being brought to the light, man. These people are seeing that this was not in our best interest, man. You know, to hop in bed with this whore, man. You know, which is America. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. You know, which is what this devil is preaching. He gonna heal the nations, man. It's not happening though. The Lord has other plans, and he's gonna go into it right here. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, proving that it's not going to happen. There's a future prophecy that has not came to pass yet. So they're gonna lose, man. We would have healed. Would have. It's not gonna happen. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. She is not healed. Already written. We already know the outcome of this movie. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, which that's happening right now, man. You know, everybody is leaving this place. You know what I'm saying? For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. You know, and pursuing the Revelations, the 18th chapter. Yeah, this devil's sins have reached unto the heavens, man. You know, and he's going to pay double. You know, everything that he's put into the earth and done in the earth, he's going to pay for that double, man. You know, so there ain't going to be no healing. Ain't going to be no healing of the nations. You know, Babylon will not be healed, man. You know, and again, as this video states, you know, black-white relations hit rock bottom in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's because of how these devils have treated Jake, man. You know, and Jake is waking up and Jake is tired, you know, and they're not going for it anymore, which is the spirit of the Lord just rousing things up in these times, man, which these things go all the way back to our forefathers, Jacob and Esau. So let's get it, man. This is Genesis, the 25th chapter. And I'll start at verse 21 because, hey, they couldn't stand each other in the womb, man. This is Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for his wife because she was barren. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. So Isaac went to the Lord because Rebekah was barren and asked him to allow her to have babies, which the Lord allowed. Verse 22, and the children struggled together within her. So they're struggling, they're fighting. They're trying to kill each other in the womb, man, because they were twins in the womb, not identical fraternal twins. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So she went to the Lord and asked the Lord by way of a prophet, man. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. 2 nations, not people, because you got people who try to say that. Nah, that's just between Jacob and Esau. No, man. Jacob represents a nation of people in the earth to this very day, and Esau represents a nation of people in the earth to this very day. So it says two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Two different totally mannerisms. And you can see that clearly in the earth even to this day. You know what I'm saying? Jake likes to chill. Esau likes to hunt. It goes into that. That's still in the earth to this very day, man. You know what I'm saying? And he says separated because the Lord is a separatist. He's not about togetherness. Even during the time of the Tower of Babel, you know, he separated things. You know what I'm saying? He's not about one world, one new world togetherness. He's never been. That's what that was back then. And he foiled it, and he's going to foil it again, man. Esau is not going to win. He's going to lose, man. It says, so they should be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, which you can clearly see that all day Jacob is better than Esau in everything. And the elder shall serve the younger, which has to happen. And when you continue to read, it goes into the children being born and growing up, and one being chilling and tense, and a plain man in tents, and the other being a man of the field, hunting. Still see that to this very day. What you doing, Jake? Oh, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do, man. I'm at the crib chilling. And what Esau doing? He out there dirting, mudding, and in the field, man, hunting, and you know, camping and hiking in the mountains. Just he's a man of the field. You still see that to this very day, man. You know what I'm saying? Those same mannerisms. So that's telling you who's who, man. You know what I'm saying? And then when you continue to read on down, it goes into him, Esau coming home famished from the field one day. Jacob was cooking. And he was famished, felt like he was going to faint, felt like he was at the point of death, and he wanted raw meat. So he sold his birthright, man. You know, so Jacob Yaiquabbed him, you know, which is what Jacob means, you know, to supplant, Yaiquab in the Hebrew. So he Yaiquabbed him and got the birthright. So when you continue, and when you jump over to chapter 27, it goes into the two blessings that were given, one to Jacob, one to Esau. Same blessing. Only difference was Esau's was he was going to rule by the sword, and Jacob's he was going to have plenty of corn and wine, and his brethren were going to serve him, man. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven, you know, a servitude. You know, these nations are going to serve, man. You know, Isaiah 14. You know, and so because of this, you know, he supplanted again. Jacob supplanted again. That pissed Esau off, man. Esau was angry as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Jacob got everything. He was going to receive everything. So this pissed Esau off. And Esau vowed to kill his brother Jacob, which I'm going to jump to that point here in the 27th chapter. This is Genesis 27 and verse 41. And it reads, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. You know, so he wasn't able to fulfill this back then. So did that go away? No, man. That hatred remains until to this very day, because everything reincarnates, even situations. So let's just get that real quick in Ecclesiastes, the first chapter. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. And when you go into Ecclesiastes 6 and 10, it tells you that the thing is man. So when you read this in context, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, the thing that hath been, or the man that hath been, it is that which shall be. So he was, and he's going to be again. And that which is done, whatever he did back then, is that which shall be done. He's going to do it again. And there is no new man under the sun, man. You know, that's why it says, is there anything whereof, verse 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. Verse 11, there is no remembrance of former things. So you just don't remember. You've been here more than once, man. You just don't have any remembrance of it. That's why you have a such thing as a nostalgia and a deja vu, man, or history repeating itself. Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. Exactly, man. You know, so these same people are back today with that same mentality and hatred, man, that they had back then, the forefather of the Edomites and his seed, man. You know what I'm saying? So that situation has incarnated with those people bound to kill their brother Jacob, man. As a matter of fact, that's why they're going to have to pay. You know, let's get it in Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, because the Most High requires that which is past. So they're going to have to pay for those things and everything that they're doing now. Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, that which hath been is now. So Esau back then and his seed are now, man. Jacob and his seed back then are now, man. And that which is to be hath already been. So coming in the future, what's now is going to be. So it's us, man. Them and us, and the Most High required that which is past, man. So hey, they're not going to get away with it, but that hatred remains to this very day, and it's perpetual, man. That's why there's an all-time low in between relations with so-called blacks and whites, man. That perpetual hatred. This is Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai power, will I prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So they've had a perpetual hatred all this time, man, all the way back then. He was upset. That hatred goes all the way back to the beginning with Cain, man, because it's the same wicked line, man. It goes all the way back to the beginning with Cain. That's why he slew his brother Abel, man. And then in the next incarnation, he vowed to do it again with Jacob, man. Esau with Jacob, but he didn't get a chance to. But he did that in these times through their seed, man. You know what I'm saying? That perpetual, when you go in that word, it's an everlasting, never-ending hatred. It's just instilled in them. They were built that way, created that way, and they shed the blood. And that's why they're putting Jake to death all day, every day, any way they can, man. You know what I'm saying? By the force of the sword, man. You know what I'm saying? And and the Lord says, as I live, man, he put that on himself. That's on me, that you are going to go through the same thing. He's going to prepare these people to blood. So they're going to get it back. Everything that they've done, they're going to get it back double, man. You know what I'm saying? But these are not your friends, man. These Edomites are not your friend. They're your enemies. As a matter of fact, when you go into Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it goes into it, which goes into the blessings and the curses. But when you jump down to verse 68, which goes into the transatlantic slave trade in these times, Deuteronomy 28:68, and Yahweh Shem Shai shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, spiritual Egypt, Revelations 11:8. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, the land of Israel, which we haven't. We're here and scattered throughout the four corners, still to this very day. And there ye shall be sold, where? Predominantly here in America. There you shall be sold unto your enemies. So you weren't sold to friends. You weren't sold to your equals or something less that you're lesser than. These are your enemies, man, and you're above them. But they're your enemies. You had to pay. You went off, man. You wouldn't listen to the Lord. He punished you, man, by allowing these devils to come take you, man. It says, you shall be sold to your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slave men, slave women, and no man shall buy you, redeem you. So all these, you can try all you want to, you can get your guns and whatever. They've already done that, different revolts and Black Panther Party and all these different things. It's all failed. Black Wall Street, everything failed, man, because you're not going to save yourself. Yahweh Shai has to save you, man. You were bought with a price. He put his life and blood on the line. It's not going to happen any other way. Stop it. Stop, Jake. So, but the point of this is your enemies. He calls them your enemies, not your friends. And as a matter of fact, when you read in Revelation, the 11th chapter, he even at the end, that was the beginning of it. This is the end of it. And he still called them your enemies. Revelation 11:12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, a chariot. That's the salvation and deliverance of the elect, and 1/3. And their enemies beheld them. So those same enemies that bought you on those slave ships is going to behold you during the time of your salvation, man. And those enemies include these other nations, and 2/3 of Israel is going to behold it as well, man. Those that's scoffing and coming up against this thing in these times right now, against the prophets, against the men of the Lord that are teaching this truth. And they're going to scoff against it and shun it. And they're going to behold it too, right before the missiles hit all of them. You know what I'm saying? Before that destruction comes in. You know what I'm saying? So he still called them your enemies now in these end times. It's the end time prophecy right here. During the time of the deliverance, he says your enemies. So the Lord still sees them as your enemies. So you should see them as your enemies. That's why The black and so-called black and white relations are at an all-time low, man. We're enemies, man. They're not your friend, man. As a matter of fact, when you read in Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiasticus, Salakia, Sirach, the 12th chapter, the Lord tells you that they're your enemies, and He tells you not to trust them. And tell me the phone is gonna trip, man. Really? Really, Satan? Well, look at this devil, man. Let me try another. Wow, he don't want that to come out? Let me try something else. Hold on, Salakia. Okay, maybe it'll work now.